Here we go again. It just never stops. Look, it's still on the Hunts Post. Services call for rise in tax. The Police and Crime Commissioner for Cambridgeshire, Sir Graham Bright, this guy's a failed MP, basically, is to recommend a 1% increase to the policing element of the council tax for 2016-2017. The proposed increase, blah, blah, blah. Sir Graham is planning to put the recommendation to the county's police and crime panel for consideration at their next meeting, scheduled for February 3rd. Now remember, I did a video about this before, the police and crime panel is headed by Councillor Jason Ablewhite, who is the head councillor for Huntingdonshire District Council, who stepped in after, what's his name again? Ian something or other, who was the head councillor, got sidelined off to the guided bus because of me. If I remember his name, I'll tell you. And he's the one that's basically covering up, among others, obviously. He's the one that's basically covering up 30 years' worth of theft from the public purse by HDC council employees, because he knows all about it, because I emailed him. And he replied to an email regarding that subject with a quote, duly noted. And that was about 4 years ago, I think. So he's obviously got no intention of doing anything about it, probably because he's bent. Funnily enough, I rather suspect that this 1% increase may go through. Sir Graham said, "We recognise the hardships that many of our citizens are facing and do not want to add to their burdens." No, you don't. You don't give a flying fuck about the tax-paying public, mate. It's clearly evident in my case. Because what was it you said? You were going to use your special powers of arrest to arrest me. And then it turned out you didn't have any. So you're just a threatening Nazi bully boy thug, really, aren't you? So, in fact, while we're on it, how about we stop paying you 70 grand a year whilst you go off and run your own business whilst pretending to be police crime commissioner? My team has worked closely with the constabulary to ensure an effective and efficient force, continuing to drive down costs and developing plans to meet future saving requirements. Well, you sent 4 officers around my house to try and arrest me for harassing a poor council officer called Ian Sims, who knew all about 30 years' worth of theft from the public purse. Not to mention the backroom staff that were involved with that, including a detective sergeant who was leading the investigation, which apparently the CPS were involved in, even though they had half a case file of evidence, and other people. The Ministry of Justice has spent a goddamn fortune protecting Newland bailiffs so they know are bent, which is why Jonathan Ginogly MP is now on the back benches and he's not in charge of the Ministry of Justice. Not to mention PricewaterhouseCoopers signing off on 30 years' worth of fraud after a thorough investigation and then saying that's okay then. Yes, you're really driving down costs, aren't you? Oh, not to mention your lot arrested my mate with a burger van when you had no fucking evidence whatsoever and dragged it into court just to try and paint his name black. And in the criminal court, you then invited a council officer to come and also give evidence against him for civil offences, which is completely fucking illegal, but then you're a bunch of thieving Nazi bastards, so you'd know that. That feels better. The adoption of new technology and working in collaboration with other forces will continue to deliver further efficiencies in the coming years. I'll be fair, you haven't tried to legally arrest either me or my mate with a burger van recently. I mean, maybe that'll save you some cash. We will therefore be able to balance the books with a 1% increase in policing precept. I reckon 1% might equate to about 70 grand a year over the whole county. Do you think? What do you reckon? Anyone any good with maths? The announcement followed news from the government that funding for police forces across the country would be protected, taking into account both grant funding and potential council tax rises. Meanwhile, I'm still wondering why these police forces are getting any funding at all, since most of them, I'm not saying all of them, most of them seem to be registered as either private limited businesses or sole traders, and therefore presumably will be generating their own income. So why are they getting any fucking money at all from the council tax? Or any other source, indeed. Since they want to be the next Alan Sugar, apparently. But I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you for watching.